Good morning, campers. I'm heading out now from Kinsman Pond shelter and campsite. I tented on a platform because there were 3 camp groups at the shelter. 3. Junior high school and high school aged kids, teenagers mostly. Some girls, mostly boys. There must have been, I wouldn't doubt if there was 25 total, easily. 25, maybe 30 total between the 3 groups. I got a wooden stairway to go down here. Whew, made of logs. I'll try to do that while I talk. So I've never seen so much gear. I've never seen so many bear canisters. Thankfully they had bear canisters because there was only 1 bear box. And so my Ursack fit in there. But I mean, they're carrying like aluminum cook pots. They got, the white gas stoves, like the Whisper Light. It's our Whisper Light with the red tank that you have to pressurize, and pots and pans, and just unbelievable. It's just so funny when you're through hiking and you're just obsessed with weight, and keeping your weight low, and how do I get rid of things, and how do I replace something with something lighter that'll serve the same function. How do I make dual use of things so I don't need 2 things? I can use 1 thing for both functions, etc. And then you see some people, these poor kids, are carrying probably 40, 50 pound packs. Right now my pack is probably 21, 22 pounds because I've only got a day's worth of food in it. And that includes 1.5 liters of water and 2 canisters of fuel. So it's a very light pack today. And it's all downhill to Franconia Notch. So that's my plan. It's about 4.5 miles, maybe 4.8, something like that, down to Franconia Notch. Oops, I got a little steep section here. It's kind of wet. Oh, okay. And then I'm going to get a shuttle to the post office, or maybe I'll have to hitch a ride. I guess we'll find out. To the post office, get my package. All I did, I mailed some food ahead to myself because they said only carry 2 days of food between Kinsman Notch and Franconia Notch. So I mailed ahead like 5 or 6 dinners and some other things that I had in my food bag that I knew I could do without for a couple of days. So I got to pick that up. And then I have to buy the Price Choppers in the same little shopping plaza as the post office. So then I have to buy my breakfast and lunch and snacks to last another about 5 days or so. I have to plot that out though, to get to Gorham. It's a solid 5 days to Pinkham Notch, I believe. That's going about 10 miles a day, roughly, give or take, a mile or 2. So anyway, that's the plan. It's a nice day right now. It's a little bit overcast. It's calm, but they're calling for rain. Rain will start around lunchtime, maybe early afternoon, and possible thunderstorms later tonight. So I'm glad I'm staying at the hostel in Lincoln tonight. Stay out of the rain, and hopefully the rains will be done by the morning and I can get back on the trail and head out again. So that's my plan. I got some boardwalks ahead of me here, so let's see what's in store for today. Here's hikers who haven't been to New Hampshire yet. Yay, we're in New Hampshire, no more rocks. And here's me. Is that what you thought? Get ready for the rocks, people. Okay, so I'm maybe 1.5 miles from the Franconia Notch parking area. I'm hoping there's some trail magic there, but probably not. Having trouble getting a hold of the shuttle services in town. May have to try an Uber, I don't know, or hitch. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit. It's very lightly. I was worried about that. The forecast said, after 2 p.m. and they're often late. So I thought to myself, it's probably going to start raining between 11 and 12. Sure enough, it's just little pinpricks of rain I can feel. I just crossed a river back there. It was going pretty good, and there were some big boulders, but you had to hop between them a little farther than I liked. And I got about halfway across, and I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a big jump. And if I hit that rock and my foot slips, I'm going in the water and I'm going to hurt myself because the rock I was jumping onto was sloped a little bit. I made the jump and I just kept going forward with my momentum and step. Made it onto the other side. And there was a couple there on the other side waiting to go. and they were quiet while I was going across, so they didn't distract me. And then I got to the other side, and they go, "That was impressive. We were wondering how you were going to get across." So I just kind of laughed. I said, "Well, thanks. I have long legs, so that helped." Anyway, I'm a little concerned about the shuttle situation. Since they're not replying to my texts, I may have to call when I get down there. I didn't have a signal at the Lonesome Lake Hut. No service up there, so I couldn't call from up there. But one way or another, I'll get to the post office to get my package. At least they're open until 5, so that's good. And then Price Chopper, do some shopping for my supplies for the next leg of my trip, and get me to Gorham and my next hostel after tonight's hostel. All right, let's see if I can't get down to that parking area and get a ride before the rain really starts. Wish me luck. Hey, it's time for a quick buy me a beer shout out. I'm going to give a shout out here to Queenies, who subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thank you, Queenies. I was in the Price Chopper here in, well, this is technically North Woodstock, near Lincoln, New Hampshire. And I love Sierra Nevada Torpedo, and I saw Atomic Torpedo, and I was like, what's Atomic Torpedo? Anyway, it's very good. I had that with my pizza tonight, so thank you so much for your donation. I really enjoyed that. It's described as a juicy West Coast IPA, and it was very tasty. So thank you, Queenies. I appreciate that very much. And for those of you who are wondering why I'm talking about a beer, I have a link down in my description that says buy me a beer as a treat if you'd like to kind of give me a little push along the way. So check that out if you would. Thanks. It's time for a beer shout out here at the Notch Hostel to Barb and Sandy. Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA. I used to work with Barbara at Paychex, and her husband Sandy has done some handyman work around our house. And thank you so much for your your second donation. I love the Voodoo Ranger IPA, and the Juice Force is a like a New England IPA style. Very juicy, almost like they put a shot of orange juice in it. It's really, really good. That was a great treat, so thank you so much. I enjoyed that here at the Notch Hostel in North Woodstock, New Hampshire, and it was a great way to end the day. Tomorrow I got to get back on the trail, so thanks, Barb and Sandy. Good to hear from you guys. Bye-bye. And for those of you who wonder, what am I talking about? There's a link down in the description of my videos. It says, treat me to a beer. If you like my videos, that's just a way people can kind of participate. You can buy me a beer. The next time I go to a trail town, I buy a beer and I give you a shout out. So check that out in the descriptions. Thanks, guys.